clear and many answers in the Eastern wisdom. First answer is that the mind is obsessively attached to the world outside, maybe of any object at the subconscious, habitual level or impulsive level. In meditation, we want to take the mind inside, so there is a kind of resistance, and that resistance makes us fall into sleep. What the mind says, I'm not interested in doing meditation. So it says, okay, you are pushing me, okay, and then you fall into sleep. That is the one reason given by our masters. Second reason is there are three factors, three gunas, three qualities that rules the entire material world. Mind is also a subtle matter. So it is known as the satoguna, which is whose attribute is knowledge and peace. Rajoguna, whose attribute is activity, action, and looking for some desire, fulfillment in the world outside. And Tamoguna, opposing the knowledge. What does it mean? It can be anywhere in any situation, in any condition, in any relationship. John, can you give me a towel? So now you see that. John says, why don't you take it? It is tamoguna. Or if I say it with the satoguna, is it possible that you take it and I'm a little bit busy? So that is satoguna. So the tamoguna activity is present in the mind that opposes the knowledge. Why it opposes the knowledge? Because it is impulsive. Why it is impulsive? Because it is programmed by the nature. So that tamoguna, quality of the tamoguna is not only opposing the knowledge, but it is also sleepiness, laziness. Because I am opposing the knowledge. Say you are listening to a talk and your mind opposes the knowledge at the subconscious level, you will fall into sleep. So, total disinterest, not interested. That is the third. But what is the ultimate cause of all these uh, factors? It is the impurity of the mind. What is the impurity of the mind? Why the impurity of the mind is? What exactly is the does the animals have the impurity? Answer is no. So because they do not have the impurity of the mind, they do not commit sin. But we have the impurity of the mind, so we commit sin. Since our birth, now see that. Since the time of the birth, we were totally unconscious. We were programmed by the nature. After a few years, we developed a sense of I-ness, false I or ego, individuality. Lot of words are used. Individuality. Now that individuality carries forward the impressions we experienced, we borrowed, we reflected from our parents, etc. So there are certain characteristics in our thought, in our speech, in our action, not guided by the knowledge, but guided by the impulsive nature. My mind says, if you say anything, I will give you a befitting reply, any reply, wrong or right. That is impulsive nature. So that response, that reply is the impurity of the mind. Why impurity? Again, we have to focus on why there is an impurity. Because it is not right, proper, and good. What is right, what is proper and good is understood, analyzed by the intellect. But because of the impulsive nature of the mind, because of the tamoguna, because of opposing the knowledge, my mind has adopted responses which are coming from the impure mind. What are the impure states of the mind? We have already seen. Anxious mind, fearful mind, likes and dislikes mind, obsessive mind, craving mind, reactive mind. So these different impure states of the mind coming from opposing the knowledge, finding the desire fulfillment in the world outside, and having an impulsive nature. So now, impulsive nature. So these different impure states of the mind during the practice of meditation, it may, I say that now, sit down, do not move the body. And when the tamoguna is very high, it will definitely move the body. It will oppose it. Or it will react by the rajoguna. Close your eyes and look inside. The mind says, why shouldn't I look outside to the object which I love and like? Whether you are attached, you are not attached. Say, for example, you had reacted to your honey yesterday, and I say, close your eyes, look at the thought. So your mind specifically look at the thought of reaction, and that push you into deep sleep or some kind of dizziness or laziness. It is not exactly the sleep because you are still listening. You are still aware of it, or you become aware of it the next moment. So in deep sleep, we don't listen to anything. So it is like a sleep. Yes. So these impure states of the mind, in one word, you can say the stronger and the dominance of rajoguna and the tamoguna, or constant dictate by the impulsive nature, has a strong resistance of doing the practice of meditation. So now another easy way to understand, I have to recognize the thought, feeling, emotions, and the way the mind prompts me to act. If I become aware of all these movements in the mind and I recognize it is coming from the impulsive nature, so there are two possibilities. Either I have to self-discipline. I have to discipline it. Mind, why you are going there? No, come back. That is one way. Second way is a passive way. Passive way means that mind wants to react, you don't react, you become aware of it. Mind wants to go into anxiety, you become aware of anxiety and you separate that anxiety from you. So one method is known as the self-discipline, and the second method is known as the endurance. So we need to have both. One is the self-discipline and other is the endurance. What brings the endurance? Endurance increases your emotional freedom and leads you to increase in emotional quotient. And on the other side, the self-discipline means that, I will say there are millions of self-discipline. Millions of self-discipline. You go to a restaurant, you are eating pasta, you like it, you return home, and now you still have a craving for the pasta. So there I can impose a self-discipline, no. But you introduce the self-discipline by knowledge. First you contemplate and reflect why I have a craving for it. Then you introduce the principle of Eastern wisdom. We always say, eat to live or live to eat. Choose the one. So now your intellect is active and you say, okay, eat to live or live to eat. So I only live to eat means I have a craving, I have an obsession. That is impulsive nature. I live to eat. I only eat to live. That means that eating food is for the physical survival. Whether you eat rice or wheat or cereal, you survive. You survive. So first I have to discuss in my mind. I have to invite my mind. That is what is known as the contemplation and reflection. I'm coming to your question and I'm answering your question in a different way. So, okay. So, pasta, mind has a craving. Oh, we'll go to the restaurant and we'll have the pasta again. No, but it is a question of eat to live or live to eat. Oh, I can eat anything, which is fairly good in nutrition. And so why you are going there? So you are constantly reflecting on this craving and you make a point that you are not going. So you resolve that I will not go until this craving dissolves. That is what the self-discipline is. Now apply the same thing to your relationship. We both have, we all married people or people living in the family, they have built a certain response in the form of a reaction to the relationship. Can I hold on that reaction in my mind? First you analyze that every time my honey says this and my mind automatically replies and reacts to it. So you have thought of it. Thinking is a great art, or you can say the great opportunity or great boon in the human race. Oh, I have been reacting unconsciously, habitually to my honey or to my sibling or to my parents. I will not do this from today. But when I will not do it today, what response I give? So I contemplate and reflect, and now I am ready. The moment that situation comes, I change my response, which is not mechanical and habitual, but it is done consciously. So now what happens? You are responding consciously. Indirectly, you are building a relationship. You are building a relationship. You are dropping those mechanical and habitual impulsive responses. Apply the same thing during the practice of meditation. The best advice my master used to give that whenever you are ready for a session, at least 5 or 10 minutes before you start thinking, you say to your mind that I will not sleep at any cost during the practice of meditation. I will listen with awareness and attention and try to understand what this step entails. So by this kind of a thinking, you have prepared the mind, and now you are doing the practice of meditation. So what happens? You are imposing a discipline, but with the knowledge. But with the knowledge. There is a caveat here. Mind, or you can say the mental state, is defined by the mind, past impression, plus sense organs. What about the intellect? Intellect defined, or intellectual state, is defined by the wisdom, comes from the choice, also with the sense organs. Mind looks at a beautiful girl, impulsive nature of the mind, sensuality. Mind looks at the girl, and the intellect interferes, again with the same sense organs, makes a choice. Intellect says, I appreciate your beauty, minus sensuality. So you see that sensuality, if it goes up, it makes you oppose the practice of relaxation and meditation. Why? That sensuality agitates you, the entire system. It may be pertaining to the food or a girl or a man or a woman, anywhere. Understand this. So that is why Eastern wisdom details that, you have to understand these impurities of the mind. It causes too much of harm to our relationship, to our daily working, the way I think, speak, and act during the day in my personal, professional, and social life. Mind takes over, not only the body, mind takes over the intellect. How it takes over the intellect? Your mind has perceived that your honey is behaving in a particular way hundred of times. And your mind has created a reactive response. Because it is 100 times, you did not examine it, that 100 times has accumulated and created an impression that takes over the intellect. So your intellect also agrees to it, even if it is wrong. Even if it is wrong. So what happened? The mind is dictating the intellect. Intellect means mind is dictating the knowledge. Mind is dictating the awareness. And when it dictates that awareness, then we continue to live with the impure states of the mind. And until this impurity is gone, we cannot remove the ignorance to find our real nature. Take hundreds of examples every day. That is what I observe to myself also every day. And when I give a lesson, I also observe the people and I understand. Throughout the day, there's impurity of the mind. So now what is understand? One is that this impulsive mind, since our birth, works. That is why, as a baby, we cried for a milk. We cried that we wet the bed. Mom, you have to change the bed. You see that our responses were impulsive in nature. It was a boon when we were child because we didn't know how to survive. I cried for the milk, and that crying is the impulsive nature. So it helped me to survive. All the animals survive by this instinct or impulsive nature. But we have an additional faculty that is known as an intellect. Intellect creates the I-ness or I personality, individuality. So that in the beginning, this I was a helper. As we grow older, this I becomes a great barrier because I continue to follow the same impulsive response unless the knowledge by the intellect should enter into the mind and it should clarify. No, you reacted, that's why I'm reacting to it. Come on, just reflect. Let you react. Why should I react? That is the choice by intellect. You react. You kill yourself. Why should I kill myself? Why should I raise my hypertension? This the intellect says. In animals, this is absent. In animals, this is totally absent. So our master says we have to use the knowledge, means I have to use the intellect. So when you use the intellect and look at the different areas of your mind, the feeling and the emotions, you can get rid of this impurity. You can get rid of this impurity. We have talked a lot. Close your eyes. Eyes are closed and and place of the body. Just become aware of the place of the body. As a child, I didn't know the place of the body. You see, we are introducing the intellect. We are introducing the knowledge. We are introducing the awareness. Dog or your cat or your pet is not, it is aware of the place impulsively. We are aware of the place consciously. We separated this space. And then you look at, and then what I say, you change the direction of the mind. How you change the direction? Because impulsive mind is always looking outside. And a conscious mind starts looking inside. So what we say, you look at the neck joint, feel sensation, comfort and steadiness. So again, you see the knowledge part. So you pick up the knowledge part. How? Just awareness. Just take it. Look at the shoulder joints. Look inside the shoulder joints. Means looking inside means you have changed the direction of the mind. And that very change of direction changes the state of your mind. So sometimes what happens, I say to it, mind is still distracted and wandering outside, and it will oppose the practice and you will fall into dizziness or sleepiness. So I have to maintain that awareness. Am I really looking deep inside the shoulder joints into the emptiness? And do I really experience the sensation, comfort, and steadiness? Oh, yes. Well, it will give you a very deep experience. Look at the entire body. So when I look, say, do you feel the entire body? Are you aware of the entire body? Then I make it very simple. I say that move the mind on the skin of the entire body. So this is again, the last phrase is going to help you to raise your awareness and attention, and it comes from the body, even if it is distracted somewhere. And then you look inside, you experience sensation, comfort, and steadiness. So there is another way. It again demands a knowledge. That is what I say being carefree. You are looking deep inside the forehead in the space. Where I said, pay attention. Am I? So when I said this, are you definitely looking inside the forehead in the space? I don't know. If the mind says I don't know, then feel the forehead, skin of the forehead. And then look inside the forehead, the skin of the forehead. And then your mind says, are you saying blankness or emptiness or darkness? Yes, I'm saying the same. So now your intellect is clear. And when the intellect is clear, mind is clear. So a kind of emptiness or blankness is there. The way the sky is always empty. It is not dictated by the birds flying in the sky. Nothing happens. So I use this metaphor. I say the thoughts, feeling, and emotions at present moving into your mind and you are aware of it, they are like the birds. What happens? It raises your awareness. What is that awareness? You see that the thought, feeling, and emotions are separate from that emptiness inside your head, that space inside your head. So I strengthen your understanding by saying nothing happens to the highway. We say traffic jam, it means lot of traffic. But that becomes totally empty in the midnight. The highway remains the same. Oh, that highway you are talking of the space. So when you experience that separation, when you experience that separation, you are separating all the thought, feeling, and emotions that is entering into your mind as an unwanted guest, makes you free from them. Because you are living in a higher awareness. So the thoughts are coming, let it come. It's like the birds. Let it come, let it go. So it is a power of endurance. We are not controlling any thought. We are not fighting with any thought. I believe you are clear. Now, in that state, we prick that emptiness. How we prick that emptiness, that is our goal, to absorb into meditative state. So we have to use the Shanti mantra. Sarvesham swastir sarve bhadrani pashyantu. Meaning, sarve bhadrani pashyantu meaning, let everyone be happy. The mind opposes, so we contemplate and reflect. Mind will definitely oppose, and that opposition also causes a trigger. Okay, this statement looks so funny, but you contemplate. How we contemplate? Many ways. Let everyone be happy means the happiness is my essential nature. Does your body say that I am happy? No. Does your mind say that I am happy? Yes, sometime, and then it says no. But deeper inside, behind the mind, there is a permanent state of happiness. Oh, you are talking of that, you see? Now your mind is reflecting. That will prevent again that dizziness or sleepiness. So that is why we use the mantra. So we are pricking, we are entering deeper into that emptiness, diving deep. Again, you keep looking into that emptiness or darkness, and there we say Sarve Santu Niramaya, or state of the well-being. State of the well-being for everyone, it is a state of consciousness. That well-being, our mind says, no, you are talking pertaining to the body. No. We are talking not of the body and the mind complex, we are talking of something deeper than that. What do you mean? How simple. There are 1,000,000 waves in an ocean. We are not talking of the well-being of the waves, that is body and mind complex constantly changing. All waves are water. We are talking of the water. We are talking of that real nature. So when the intellect continuously reflects during the day and during the practice of meditation, mind will not oppose it. Sarve bhadrani pashyantu. Let everyone be blessed, and grace and the blessing should be there. So we think of grace and the blessing based on our desire, based on our pleasure. My honey does not make me happy, so that is that kind of a blessing we want. But here the blessing and the grace is at every moment, every second. Am I breathing? Yes. Am I alive? Yes. Am I listening? Yes. Is it not a grace? Did I get the food to eat? Yes. Am I continue to live? Yet look at the grace and the blessing from the existence is already there. So what we are talking, what we are given, we forget it. Who forgets? The impulsive mind. Ma kashyed dukha bhag bhaved. Let none suffer from any misery in the world. I have been telling you, ant, elephant, tiger, even our mosquito, flies, every human being. Does any human being is seeking stress, anxiety, conflict? Answer is big no. That is what the Master is saying. Let none suffer from misery in the world. When I recognize my real nature, which is made up of peace and happiness. That is the journey of meditation. So what I did, I inspired your mind to lift. I'm lifting your mind to a higher awareness. No, you have to go deeper within. Look at it, what it means by going deeper. That is what we are doing, my friends. And then the first stage is over. First stage is over. Or you can just, even I can pick up the first stage in another, one more step. So just remember, there is a physical body which is known as the gross body in Eastern wisdom. The second body is known as the subtle body. Subtle body is the mind, intellect, ego. Oh, yes, okay. Mind, intellect, and ego. And the third is the causal body. Behind that causal body is our real self. No, but what it has to do with the practice? Just experience the sensation. Just experience the sensation in the body. It's a physical body. Sense organs, senses, sensation. What is mental body? Thought, feeling, and emotions. So these thought, feeling, and emotions, from where they come? They come from the causal body. And what is behind that? There is a real self. So you think in this way. Oh, when you think, the mind will try to see it. When the mind will try to see it, then what? How can you get asleep? How can you fall into, oh, very good. So that is another step. We did it. And now, let us move into the little passive step again. If you want to raise your awareness, you look at the head and the neck. You look at the head and the neck, feel it, and you experience the sensation, relaxation, and stillness. Now see what happens. The moment you are relaxed, it mixes with the past impression and you may get asleep. Oh, that too happens, yes. So I pay attention to the right arm. How I can pay attention to the right arm? I give you a subtle instruction. What? Move the mind on the skin of the right arm from the shoulder to the fingertips. Now you see your mind your mind misses to feel the sensation in particular part of the right arm. So you move it again. So when you repeat it, your mind returns to that sense of awareness and attention. And you experience sensation, relaxation, and stillness. Okay. Mind says, I understood it. So, you understood it. So move the mind on the skin of the left arm. Very good. On the skin of the left arm. Are you moving? Do you feel the sensation? Sensation changes. It may become tingling, it may become little heavy or lightness or or any change in the sensation. What happens? It helps you to live in awareness. Oh, yes. So then why say sensation, experience, relaxation, and stillness? Okay. Move the mind on the middle portion of the body. What is the middle portion of the body? From the shoulder down to the rib cage and at the back to the spine. You're looking at the spine and also the entire middle portion of the body. Very good. And experience the sensation, relaxation, and stillness. What I said, that's what you need to do this week, and you will see these initial objections coming from the mind includes wandering mind or sleepiness will drop. Move the mind on the skin of the right leg. So your mind imagines because it has seen the right leg, so it moves it moves itself from the right side of the waist to the thigh, knee, calf, ankle, heel, sole, toe, the entire right leg, and you experience the sensation, relaxation, and stillness. Left leg, same way, move the mind. As you move the mind, you start feeling the sensation. We also understand why you feel the sensation when you're moving your mind. That I will take up later. Just experience sensation, relaxation, and stillness. The entire body. Now you're looking at your body as if you are looking at it from outside. The way I'm looking at your body, so you are looking at your body. How it is possible? Through awareness. Awareness is all pervading. Awareness is not only inside the body, it is outside the body. That's why you're aware of my listening, you're aware of the room, you're aware of everything outside. So wherever you are aware of any object, awareness is there. What I said? Oh, you are looking at your body as if the way I'm looking at your body from separation is there. And there we can go deeper. You look at the breath. Now we want to check, does the mind continues to stay in that state or it still has challenges? And that is what the teacher helps you. Am I looking at the breath? Yes, I'm looking at the breath. Use the intellect. Yes, I'm looking at the breath. So what the intellect says, oh, the breath is moving in and breath is moving out. Well, intellect also says when the breath goes in, I feel the sensation, and when the breath comes out, I feel the sensation. I have to bypass not only the sleep, but also the thoughts that are moving in and out. So what we do? Every time the breath goes in, you simply, your mind drops Shantoham, I am the peace, and then it looks into the space. Breath comes out, you drop Shantoham, and every time you're saying Shantoham, your mind absorbs into the inner space. Mind in while breathing in, and while breathing out, mind absorbs into the outer space while saying Shantoham. So you are dropping Shantoham, you don't forget that. So that helps you to live in awareness and attention. When you live in awareness and attention, plus the space breaks your tamsiguna. Can it happen in a day? No. Consistent practice. So sometimes you forget, and you know that you forget. It means what? You don't recognize some thought and emotions has taken your mind away, and then you recall. It's okay. That is what the consistency pays. So that is why I recommended that when you follow this audio file, you reach to this final step of Shanto Ham. You extend that period of Shanto Ham for another 10, 15, and 20 minutes. That will become the self discipline, will remove that problem. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your mind on the right hand. Your mind goes to the right hand. Do you feel the sensation? That is another pointer. If you feel the sensation, you are successful. At least in one step. Move the mind on the left hand. Feel the sensation. Lift your both the palms, place it on your eyes. Open the eyes inside the palms. Know your experiences and bring the hands down. We'll share our experiences. Now tell me what happened, Sophie.
I didn't fall asleep, but my leg was bothering me.
Yeah.
So I moved my leg.
That is how the impulsive mind plays a trick. Now you can stretch your legs. Very good. You understood. Very good.
Okay.
How are you, Charlie?
Hi everyone. I'm having trouble focusing and meditating at the moment, so I was aware that I kept coming in and out. But I
aware of what you were saying. I think I'm getting a lot of resistance to this consistency and pushing myself.
Yes.
I'm really struggling with that.
Yes, yes. You look at it that wherever the mind is wandering or distracted, that is what the impurity of the mind. So we should have a recognition and a realization. How it will happen, I told you, use the audio file. And once it is complete, continue with the Shantoham for another 15-20 minutes. So you will come to know what kind of thoughts are coming into your mind and distracting you. So once you have done for 10-15 minutes more and then you start thinking, reflecting, is there any need to have those repeated thoughts? When you reflect and the second day you are practicing meditation, you progress. So that should be the process. How are you, John?
Hey, Girish, I'm fine. I tried to concentrate, but I had a little bit of monkey mind.
Now see that, you rightly said it's a monkey mind. But did you ever ask the question that why I have the monkey mind all the time? In all my days, weeks, months and years? Why I am not doing anything for it? So that will answer the question. How are you, Mead?
I feel a kind of clarity.
Very good.
I have never felt. I have been trying to meditate.
Yes.
And somehow, and that mind-intellect relationship, I got much more clarity about it.
Very good.
And so I could let go of the trying part.
Yes. Use the same clarity when you are doing the practice every day and increase the duration. So that will also be consistent. And any day, if you have any other thought after the practice, you ask yourself, why I have those thoughts? Even John, if you ask that, okay, monkey mind, it was jumping on different thoughts. Now when you start using the intellect to think why my mind is jumping, is there any need? The intellect will answer no. So that a repetition of reflection should be done every day, and it will ultimately, the monkey mind will go. That is all for today. Thank you very much.